Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Divine Truth Tarot. I wanted to do a quick check-in today for the Twin Flames, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine Collective. I hope you guys had a nice, relaxing weekend. It was really nice to take the weekend off after the heavy energies of last week. So, we're going to start this reading off, of course, as always, with a How to Love Yourself card by Louise Hay, and I'm being told and guided to choose one for the masculine and one for the feminine. So let me know how you guys are doing in the comment section below. Let me know how your weekend was, how you're feeling, how you're grounding. We are moving into a full moon in the sign of Scorpio on May 7th, so I will be doing, as promised, a moon magic reading for that. If you guys want to follow me, not just for the videos, but you can also follow me on my community tab, which YouTube just made active for me, then you'll see all the posts I have about all the upcoming videos. I have 2 upcoming, I guess we'll call them series. So one of them will be new moon and full moon. I will be doing a new moon and full moon video for each new moon and full moon each month. In addition, I am looking to do a divine masculine check-in, and I'm going to group them by fire sign, earth sign, air sign, and water sign. So I'll be doing that monthly as well. Probably not weekly at this point, but I'm going to shoot for monthly. And I'll be trying to do videos Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and potentially Sundays, although I tend to take the weekends off. But I might feel inspired, so you never know. That doesn't mean I won't post on Tuesdays or Thursdays. It just means that I'm going to do my best to get out videos on those days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so let's get started. If you guys would like a personal reading, you can reach out to me at the email below. I also offer distant Reiki healing sessions. I'm a Reiki 2 energy healer, and I also offer true purpose coaching sessions. Okay, so let's get started. This is for the masculine, and we'll choose one for the feminine, and I'll read them to you guys in just a moment. All right, got it. Okay, so for the masculine, there are no problems that do not have a solution. There are no questions without answers. So the masculines, let me see if I can get the light a little better here. I'm sorry about the glare, guys. Let me see if I can fix that. Hopefully you can see that. So the masculines are hard at work right now with finding solutions to problems. They're definitely back in the masculine energy. The feminines are, for the most part, in feminine energy. I trust the intelligence within me. So perfect. So they're starting to really trust themselves, trust their mind, trust their decisions. And this is really positive. What I love about this is this tells me that there's forward momentum and movement within their own minds, where before they were stuck in this mindset of teeter-tottering back and forth. What do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what's right. And they weren't able to drop down into their heart. They were stuck in their mind. This tells me that they're starting to drop down into the heart space because their mind is now clear. So we're looking for heart-brain coherence with the masculines, and I think we finally achieved it. So that's a huge success for the masculine collective. So let's give them a hand. Let's have some hearts in the comment section below. That's really a feat for them. For the feminines, I attract prosperity with ease. I constantly receive incredible gifts from life. How beautiful is that message? This is one of those that I think you should write down and post and have on your bathroom mirror. I attract prosperity with ease. I constantly receive incredible gifts from life. What a beautiful affirmation. A daily affirmation for the feminines. I say yes to opportunity and abundance. So it's interesting, while the masculines are in this energy of intuition and trusting themselves and realizing that they're connected to a higher purpose and a higher self and divine intelligence, the feminines are now in this energy of really attracting in wealth and prosperity in the material world. So it's interesting to see where the 2 counterparts are at this point in time. So let's start off with, I just have 2 decks I wanted to play with today. Those are the only 2 that I was guided to work with. So we'll be starting with the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. This was a gift from beautiful Jennifer. So thank you, Jennifer. once again, I'm really in love with this deck, and if you guys ever feel like you would like to gift the channel, which of course it's all tarot cards on my Amazon wish list, and I will of course use them in the readings. I have a list in the description box below, and you can check that out. So let's find out. So I'm going to check in first, Spirit saying, beautiful, with the card on the bottom. So we have light, which is the sun card in the regular tarot deck. So in the major arcana, so right off the bat, we've got a major arcana card, which has loads of positive energy. We've got the sun. This is the sun card, but I like light better. So we're going to go with light. So this to me speaks of receiving, you know, this abundance. It also speaks of the divine intelligence of the plan, the divine intelligence of life. So this to me speaks of being receptive to the gifts that are all around us at any time. You know, we have the energy of 19, which reduces to 10, which of course reduces to 1. So this to me is really about sovereignty, you know, and finding that sovereignty within oneself, finding that place where you're comfortable and confident in your own ability to provide for yourself that which you're seeking outside of yourself. I really think this is an important message for both counterparts to really be able to understand that they are whole and complete just as they are. And once you can do this, you're achieving that inner union, you know, with your own divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And that's truly the point where you don't need your counterpart. And the irony of that is that that's when your counterpart will rush in the physical. And not necessarily rush in, but that's when you will attract them back to you magnetically in the physical realm. Because remember, feminines, that whatever you're doing in whatever you're speaking, whatever you're saying, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're doing, which I know that can be tiring, knowing that your energy is tied to someone else, but it's also inspiring them. So when you're whole, you know, they have the desire to become whole. And when you're out of balance, they don't know if they should come forward or not. So that's why a lot of the masculines are kind of hanging. They're kind of just hanging like, well, this card popped out. So they're finding their strength, but this is strength in the original tarot. So we've got two major arcana cards right off the bat that wanted to just pop out of the deck. So there's a lot of energy, a lot of universal energy, and this is really, to me, speaking of being in touch with the divine universal intelligence and consciousness with all of this major arcana energy. This really speaks to me of the masculines, you know, stepping into their power in a different way. You know, in the past, I've spoken of them stepping into their power, but also still being very much connected to the karmic cycles or karmic relationship or partner, family members, etc. I actually feel like they're starting to detach from that in a very real, physical, 3D manner. And the reason I feel that is the masculine is starting to understand that they create, you know, with the sun card, with the light here, that they create their own abundance and they create their own happiness and joy. And they're starting to realize that they created this story in their minds that they had to suffer, that they had to settle. And they're starting to step into this strength, this mental strength. This to me speaks of mental strength more than physical prowess. And they're starting to realize that they don't need to suffer or settle any longer. And that's really exciting. That's really exciting for them because they're feeling unchained. They're starting to unchain themselves from those karmic cycles. It's really happening. This to me is a recent revelation. It's kind of surprising me as I'm reading this because I did not, you know, I never really know what energy is going to come through. Well, sometimes I have more of a hunch or intuitive hit, but I really just got the cards out today and said, let's see what comes out. Now, feminines, this does not mean you're off the hook. We're going to talk about these two cards. So actually, give me 1 second because we have another major arcana card Temperance. Okay, got it. So we've got patience, which is actually we've got, oh my gosh, we've got two. So we've got justice and temperance. We only have so far major arcana cards going on in the twins energy. This is so powerful. So this is beyond the scope of our human abilities now. The universe said, you know what, guys, you've done amazing work, but it's time for me to take over. So the universe is taking over. And let's start with patience. Okay, so the universe is saying, I know that I know that it's been hard. And I know that even the word patience, even just saying the P word is triggering for so many of you feminines, because you feel like you've been waiting forever for your masculine to come forward and choose you and speak the truth and live in their truth. But you're being taught a necessary skill. You're being taught the beauty of planting a seed and making sure that it sprouts at the most opportune time. And it's kind of like I'm hearing a watched pot never boils. So understanding that if you continually watch the pot or ask it, when are you going to be ready? When are you going to boil? Nothing really happens. But as soon as you walk away, you know, somebody says, oh, the pot's boiling, you know, the water's boiling. So it's sort of the same thing here. The masculines are being asked, the feminines are being asked to really step back and really master this skill of patience. Keep yourself busy. I hate the word busy, but keep yourself productive by doing, you know, creative projects and getting a passion project off the ground, finally writing that book, spending more time with your children, starting a nonprofit, helping your neighborhood out. There's so many things that you could be doing right now that are more productive than waiting on your counterpart, which only creates a cycle of more waiting, because the universe says, oh, she wants to wait or he wants to wait. Okay, good. I'll give them more waiting. And then you have more waiting. And then you get frustrated and anxious. And then you might, you know, project onto your counterpart because you're triggered. So you're learning not to be triggered by the waiting, okay? And then we have balance, which of course is justice. So in this card, I feel as though there's balance and harmony that needed to come into these relationships. You know, this is also the card saying that once you're balanced feminine, your masculine will be balanced within as well. So this is about being balanced in your inner life and also with the expectations you have of your counterpart, so in the physical world. And, you know, to me also, whenever I see justice card, I'm almost hesitant or reluctant to say this because I know some people will attach to this, you know, the ego mind will attach. But I do feel like for me, when I read, the justice card signifies not only the feminine getting justice within the connection and finally being told what she wants to hear, you know, from her counterpart, like the acknowledgement of the connection, the acknowledgement of the love. But also I feel as though this card is saying, hey, you know, there's potentially a divorce. There's potentially the masculine's going to come in bringing justice to his feminine, who is his true counterpart, you know, his divine counterpart. And so again, I don't want to make the statement that the masculines are going to get divorced tomorrow or leave the karmic partner tomorrow, you know, and come rushing in on their white horse. But I do feel as though the masculine is starting to feel the effects. I feel like the masculines have felt what the feminine has felt. So they've started to feel, you know, the intense loneliness and the missing. And they started to realize that their choices in life have not behooved them. And they're realizing that the karma that they're feeling, the karma that they're receiving was really theirs to pay in terms of them feeling finally what their counterpart felt. It's like they're going, okay, like I know this needed to happen. And it's not that they deserved the pain or the suffering, but it's so that they could understand where their feminine was coming from. Because I think a lot of the masculine struggled with understanding why the feminine was impatient and not understanding why they were pushing them to leave the karmic partner. And when the feminine fell out in the cold and she felt like she wasn't a priority, which so many feminines have felt, You know, it's pretty much a universal theme for the feminines when the masculine has a karmic partner or a karmic situation of any sort. You know, when the feminine felt like he was choosing something or someone before her, the masculine wants to bring justice in, but first he had to feel what the feminine felt. So those are some really powerful cards. 4 major arcana cards just to come out like that is just impressive. So the universe is definitely at work here, and there's so much more than meets the eye is what I'm hearing. So we have to trust and we have to keep faith. And I don't even like saying the word have to, because it's like saying you have to do this, you can't do that. But the universe is saying, my guides are saying, no, feminines have to have faith. So then we have foundations and achievements. So this to me speaks of the 4 of Wands, and this speaks of celebration of the achievements. This is what the balance, you know, is going to bring in. When the balance is brought into the connection again, and of course to each twin internally, then you can start to create this solid foundation in the physical world. So the balance first is being brought in, and the foundation is being created on the mental, emotional, spiritual, psychological level. And then of course it will be brought into the physical world when the time is right. So is there a message that the masculine has for the feminine at this time? He sure does. He sure enough does. Okay. So, wow. Okay. Okay. So, here we go. So the masculine is saying that I'm tuning in with my crown chakra. I'm tuning in with cosmic, universal, global consciousness. And I'm starting to realize that I am part of a larger whole. I'm really starting to grasp this concept, feminine. I'm meditating. I'm listening to binaural beats. I may even be getting astrological readings or tarot card readings. I'm wondering what you're doing and trying to figure out when a good time to reach out is, and where, you know, what do you feel about me? And I'm just really tapped in at this time. I'm doing breathing exercises and yoga, and I'm really just tapping in. And I know you don't believe this, but I'm starting to really open up to this connection and to my power. And the masculine also wants to say that he wants a fresh start. He wants a fresh start, which includes you, which includes his feminine, his counterpart in the physical. He wants to create that, and he wants you to be able to come together and fill each other's cups with love and with compassion. He's bringing forth compassion. He's bringing forth divine intelligence, but he's also bringing forth compassion at the same time. And then we have, since we have love begins, we also have harmony. So this is the Lovers card, okay, this is another major arcana card. So we have the Lovers card, which of course is spiritual harmonious union with your divine counterpart. This is looking into each other's eyes and feeling the soul of the other, and knowing that this is your home. This is where you're supposed to be. Knowing that there is no one else. There never was, and there never will be. So nobody will compare to you. Nobody will ever compare to your divine counterpart. This is being there for one another, starting over, having that new fresh start in the physical, and really creating a firm foundation in the spiritual realms as well. So physical and spiritual connection, really connection on every level. I also feel like this crown chakra card is the masculine wants to say that he's very connected to you right now in the 5D, and he is sending you messages, whether it's through numbers or songs or dreams, or you're hearing him, you're seeing him, you're sensing him, you're smelling him. He's absolutely learning how to connect to you in the 5D in a much more powerful way and a much more clear way. The masculines, I'm really feeling this theme that they're starting to feel clear about what they want. They're starting to feel clear about who they are, and they're starting to feel clear about where they're going and where they want to go, like where they've been, where they are, and where they're going. And where they're going is towards the feminine. So we also have wisdom, which is another, I just knocked something off the table, which is another major arcana card. We have the Hierophant. This is the Hierophant in the traditional tarot deck. So the masculine's saying, hey, I'm out here, you know, I'm tapping into those cosmic realms, those higher realms and my higher self. And as I do that, I'm gaining wisdom on my journey. Like, he is definitely on a path. He's, you know, even if he's spending time with the karmic or in the physical, it doesn't mean anything, because his mind and his heart are in a totally different dimension. The karmic is in the 3D. The divine masculine has now jumped into the 4D and the 5D. He's not, like, he's there physically, his body, but he's not there. He's with you. He's you know, astral traveling. He's in other realms, and he's learning how to be the divine masculine. And he's, you know, he's really going deep within to gain this knowledge. So let's just see what's coming for the counterparts here as we cross over into May this week. What's coming up for the divine counterparts? Can I get a card or two? What's coming up? Okay, got it. So we have intuition being a theme. So as we go into May, we're going to travel mostly through Taurus, and then we will have Gemini will step up at the end of the month. So we'll be in very grounded Taurus energies. And then of course, Gemini is an air sign, but we are going to be very connected to our intuition. So for the counterparts, this indicates, of course, that, you know, 5D connection and really trusting your intuition. And at the same time, moving away from deception and envy. And I'll tell you why I'm saying it's moving away. The feminine has really been in this distorted feminine energy of thinking that the masculine's lying to her or deceiving her, or that the connection wasn't real. And what I have to say about that is the next card that I chose as a clarifier was rejoice and celebration. So once you gain balance, okay, once you restore your balance and you chill out a little bit, and you understand that your masculine is saying, I want union. I want to be with you. I want a fresh start. I'm connecting to my power. I want this foundation with you. Okay, I'm seeing the light. The sun is shining on this connection. The sun is shining on the truth. That you can put this to rest. This is really the divine feminine's headspace. And what is going to happen in May is we're going to start to see celebrations. So I would not be surprised at all to start seeing comments in the comment section as we move into May of things moving forward. Of course, in the physical world, this life moving back to normal. Well, it'll be a new normal, but it will be, you know, we will start flowing and moving again. And the twins are going to be rejoicing in celebration. I do feel like there's going to be some connection, some communication, and just some clearing out of these energies that we've been carrying with us for quite some time. Yeah, and on the bottom of the deck, guys, there's so much major arcana energy in here and chakra energy. This is incredible. New beginnings on the bottom of the deck. So this is what's being hidden for the month of May. What you don't see coming is that there is celebration to be had. This is like 3 of Cups energy for me. Oh yeah, 3 of Cups. So what you're not seeing is that there's going to be something to celebrate, something to rejoice about. You're not seeing that new beginnings are on the horizon. New beginnings, new cycles, fresh new month, fresh new cycle, fresh new perspective. This, guess what, guys? This is your masculine. Okay? This is him in all his glory. This is the emperor. This is the emperor. He's letting you know, I'm taking back control of my life. I'm taking back control, and I'm gonna be the one. He's like saying, I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be leading this connection from now on. So the feminine's been leading a lot in the 5D. The masculine's gonna start to lead in the 3D, and he's going to create that new beginning. He's gonna be making that offer. I do see this happening for some connections in the month of May. I'm gonna stop there, guys. I hope this was illuminating for you. I hope you're having a much better start to the week. I will see you guys with a brand new video on Wednesday, potentially tomorrow though. I think I have the time in my schedule, so potentially tomorrow. I will be doing, what I'd like to do tomorrow is another channeled message from the masculines, because you guys love those so much. And I really enjoy being able to connect to the masculine collective in that way. And I'm sending you guys so much divine power, divine love, divine light, and I will see you so soon.